How am I centered, Nick?
Hey everyone, welcome to Risk On. It is the 43rd show here on
It's
April.
Todd Ault. It's the 43rd episode of Risk On, and this is what do you say?
Sorry, Todd, I walked on you there. I thought you were disconnected. Anyway, it's April Fool's Day. We're not kidding around here. We're having some trouble, technical difficulties. Todd is currently out of the country, and because we love the folks so much, we're attempting to do it live from a couple.
I don't know what just happened there. Are we there?
Yeah, go ahead. There we go.
It's April Fool's Day, but we're really not fooling. We're in Costa Rica. This is the 43rd episode of Risk On with my partner Jason Bartholomew back in Vegas. I'm in Costa Rica, in the mountains of Costa Rica. And Jason, what a day we had. We woke up to POWW, amazing earnings, and it's opening day for baseball. Jason, tell us what's going on in baseball right now.
Well, currently in baseball, we've got a couple of sweats going on. We had some early games. Sorry to the folks that I wasn't able to get those bets in, but I do have them up on the screen. We'll go to them in just a little bit. We're going to talk about the market first. But, yeah, we've got some entertaining and interesting stuff going on in baseball.
Jason, how the Dow and the S&P finish? I saw a strong day today. SSNT across the board, POWW, some of our stocks are doing really well. How did the market close today?
Well, get this. So the Dow finished at 33,154 plus 173, and the NASDAQ was up 1.75% plus 233 to 13,480. But the S&P was the news. The first time ever the S&P had actually finished above 4,000, 4,019. Amazing.
It's the big 4,000 on the S&P 500, and the march upward, up and to the right continues. Jason, what sectors led us today? I saw that jobless claims kind of came in a little strange. Can you talk about jobless claims real quick?
Yeah, actually, the jobless claims week ending March 27th, last week, consensus was 680,000 new jobless claims. We missed that. Actual jobless claims, 719,000. But you know what? The market they just overcame it, and it was a strong day all day.
Hey, it's April Fool's again, and those of you on the radio, it's KEIB 1150 AM, Los Angeles and Orange County, and on the iHeartRadio app around the world on the Patriot Network. We appreciate you joining us. We are trying to do this from Costa Rica. I'll be staying in Costa Rica for 8 days, and we are going to be showing you some of Costa Rica and talking about the risk of buying real estate in foreign countries, which we'll cover next week. Jason, do you want to get to some individual names? Want to start with POWW, or what do you want to start with first?
Yeah, let me roll out a couple more things. Bitcoin was 58,920 when I came on air with you, Todd. Ethereum 1973. Oil was up $2 a barrel today, $61.22. Gold continued its mini rally, 1,730 an ounce. That was up 15. And silver actually was $24.96. That was also up 43 cents. Copper's been pegged right around $4, and it was $4 a pound. As far as names go, let's get into it. As I'm watching the Yankees here in the bottom of the ninth, we have the Yankees. Let's look at. Hey Brett, can you pull up QuantumScape here on my screen? QS. Oh, thank you. So Todd and I were talking this morning about QS and about their second tranche of investment from Volkswagen. They met the criteria and they got an additional $100 million from Volkswagen. Todd, did you want to talk about your idea here? Because I thought we had consensus on this one.
Hey, for full disclosure, we bought about, I think, 10,000 QS today. We've been buying it throughout the day. We're a big fan of what's happening, that they're meeting their milestones, and that Volkswagen is stepping up and putting in money.
So yeah, they're trying to achieve streamlining a solid state lithium battery versus a traditional liquid lithium battery, and what could be a big thing for Volkswagen, which is, I believe, the first or second largest automaker conglomerate in the world. That could be a big factor for their future EV plans.
They're definitely the first and largest automaker in the world. I mean, they own things like Lamborghini. They are an amazing brand, a house of brands, as they call it. And we're pretty excited to invest alongside them. Obviously, we don't have as much money put into QuantumScape as they do, but things are looking good. They're meeting their milestones.
Let's.
So what else we got going on?
I just want to look at QS just for one more second, if you don't mind, Nick or Brett. Could you pull up the chart again? Let's look at the 1 year. All right, it's up. And you know, this was a former runner also. I think this actually went to 120 previously. I don't know why the chart's not showing that, but take my word for it. You can do your own homework. This ran over $100, and it was pretty recent. So just keep an eye on that. That was just something that we wanted to disclose.
Didn't I see QuantumScape at one point at over $150? Wasn't it up there in some sort of stratospheric range at one point?
I think it was 120, but I didn't want to overpromise. Here we go. Here we go right here. I'm sorry. Now I refresh my screen. Can you go to it again, Brett? I'm sorry. Apologies. So, yeah, December of 2020, it had a huge spike. It actually went to 114. I think it was 120 in the pre-market. There it is right there. Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was higher.
Yeah. I mean, it might have been higher pre-market, before it opened. But that's
Hey, those of you who are watching this live, obviously there'll be times in time where I may lose you because I'm calling in from Costa Rica. But if I do, I'm going to call back right in. Jason's got a lot of things to cover. I'm really excited about baseball, Jason. This is really a Friday show for us because tomorrow the markets are closed in observance of Good Friday and the Easter holiday. Looking forward to that bunny rabbit holiday, maybe some Reese's Pieces or some good chocolate candies. I love Easter. Jason, what are you doing for the weekend?
I'm probably going to go and buy a bunch of peanut butter eggs and watch baseball and just eat those with the wife.
There you go. Let's cover POWW.
I have it queued up right here. I'm glad you said that. Okay.
I don't know. I'm kind of reading your mind. You're reading my mind from Costa Rica.
So it looks like it opened around 650 today, and then it kind of stood strong the rest of the day. 618 here was a closing. Did you get a chance to look at the earnings? Because I was really busy today putting the homework in.
I did. They raised guidance. They had their strongest quarter ever. They raised their guidance for full year and for next year. They're looking at 120 million in 2020, and I believe 61 million for 2021. Which represents about a 400% increase. They're on fire in terms of their growth. And obviously the market, listen, they have a decent sized market cap, but they have a really high growth rate. And I think there's a potential for them to get on the radar of mutual funds and investors that care about that high parabolic growth. One thing I'll note, though, is you got to remember that the ammunition, they make bullets. And because they make ammunition, obviously.
I think what you're talking about is the administration currently has some pressure on the.
They may not be you don't want to invest in.
Yeah. And you know what? It looks like, what's great about this is, the guidance was increased from 58 to 62 million, reflecting a projected 319% year-over-year revenue growth. Now, that doesn't include the potential acquisition of gunbroker.com.
They did say that they were working diligently to get that deal closed. So, obviously, gunbroker.com is going to bring them 6 million new customers.
Yeah. It's also going to bring
them a very active site. If you saw there, go ahead.
No, go ahead. We had a little lag there. Continue.
If you saw today, there was a surge in gun sales continue, and obviously gunbroker.com is a big part of that. Really interesting model they have, and it's strategic for them. And the Wisconsin plant that they're opening is very strategic. So They got a lot going on, and we are long that stock, obviously. As everyone who watches this channel, this is the 43rd episode. I don't think there's a day we haven't spoke about POWW.
Yeah, Todd, you know what? I'm really excited about it. And, you know, when you gave your target price $10 to $16, this earnings and the potential of the acquisition, man, it really fortified my belief in that target possibly being hit. So I'm looking forward to holding this in our portfolio, and we'll see what happens.
Hey, I do want to welcome everybody today to the show. Obviously, it's April 1st. I'm in Costa Rica, and we're not fooling around. I really am in I really am in Costa Rica. But I want to welcome Josh Smith, who joins us as a full-time producer and employee of the company. He's been working as a contractor, and now we have him joining us as a full-time employee. And we're going to expand the show. We're talking about risk on gaming and other things we got going on. Jason, let me know when you want to get to that topic. Obviously, I'm pretty excited about it.
Todd, dude, there's so much going on right now with baseball. Like, I want to go to it right now, but I want to cover all the stuff that we want to cover for the market. I don't want to deviate from our structure.
No question about it. I do want everyone to know be out in the outdoors, about traveling, cars. It's a lot of things that we like to cover, and we're continue to add those things. And Jason brings a unique element of baseball as a former pitcher in the major league, but he is very talented when it comes to handicapping baseball.
So, yeah, we're looking at let's look at some more stocks. We're going to get to the baseball. We're going to be talking baseball for a long time. Baseball is a 6-month-long season, 162 games, but that's going to be a big part of our risk-on movement here. So, continuing on, I want to go to SSNT. That's on our screen, Brett, if you want to pull it up. Okay. Can you see that? All right. So, the folks go ahead.
I can't see it on the screen, but I do know that chart is up and to the right.
Yeah.
Many of you know how the 13D around in the $7 range, bought back in the $6 range, and we're very much long this stock. I think at this point we have close to approaching 350,000 shares or so. We're big fans of SSNT. They are obviously in the business of selling software, security services, hosted services for about 5,000 customers nationwide and growing like crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, this thing moves really well because it's pretty thin. It's a low flow. $8.17 at the closing bell today. You know, it does have big upside. I've seen it higher than 9 recently, so we'll keep that in the portfolio.
Yeah, it's very thinly traded, so be careful out there. And remember, this show is for entertainment purposes. We are not recommending SSNT, and it's already had a very big run, so I'd be very cautious. If you're considering buying it, consult your financial professional. And remember, it's already had more than 100% run.
Yes, absolutely. That's it's good advice for sure. The next stock that we have long, full disclosure, DSS, Document Security Systems. That's on our screen.
We are long 50,000 shares of this stock.
Okay. Well, they had earnings today, actually. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not know that. I was on a plane to Costa Rica.
So revenue was up 12% in 2020 to $17.4 million. They do crypto and web security services. They actually had $5.7 million in net income for 2020, 522% shareholder equity increase. They're a company out of Rochester, New York, and we like the stock because of all the increased need for online security, counterfeit, fraud stuff, spoofing, all that stuff. So keep an eye on this one. This actually was up small today, 2.22%, but the float's reasonable, and the sector is definitely increasing in necessity. So that one, for full disclosure, we are long.
Aren't they an NFT stock also, or no?
No, really, they're what they have is they're actually in a few different countries. They're a company that operates in the business segments of direct marketing, consumer packaging, brand protection technology, real estate, and they actually do have some blockchain security, so and securitized digital assets. So yeah, I guess you could consider that.
Right. Got it. Okay. I thought that was a little bit of an NFT play, but there's so many companies out there thinking they're an NFT play when they're not. So, I can't comment on what it really is an NFT play or not.
We're going to get into a head fake on an NFT play. It was an April Fool's. Brett, would you mind pulling up this next screen? LGHL. We're going to talk about how this affects the market, this NFT. LGHL, Lion Group Holding. So when Todd was flying into Atlanta or somewhere, I was like, he had Wi-Fi. Luckily, I'm like, Todd, this is a huge overreaction. Lion Group was well below 350 today, and I alerted Todd around 360, and I think we got some, but it was down almost 19% today.
Yeah, we bought in the whole, we bought about 25,000 plus shares. You should tell this story. I was reading about it. Why don't you cover the story real quick?
Yeah, let me tell you what happened. So the CEO was doing an interview with Benzinga, and the interviewer actually asked the CEO if the company was involved in NFTs. And actually, they are not involved in NFTs. So it was so crazy because when the CEO said, no, we are not involved in NFTs at this moment, literally the stock just sold off, just panic sold. You can see it on the chart, actually. It just, the bottom fell just before 11 a.m. If you look at the chart, it's got...
Yeah, I got hit pretty hard.
Yeah, so those are our radio listeners. It went from $4.27 to under $3.50. So that's $3.44 I'm showing. So that's when I alerted Todd. I said, hey, this seems like an overreaction. Now, it didn't really recover fully. It did recover a little bit. So we have the stock now, and I like this play. It's a Chinese crypto play, Chinese blockchain. They're trying to get their own crypto exchange on in Hong Kong. So they're working on that right now. So we'll have that in our portfolio. We're going to stay long there. Yeah, there.
You got a lot of Chinese stocks you like.
Okay. Todd's breaking up a little bit. I apologize. And did we lose him? Okay. That's fine. Not a problem. Okay. Well, let's continue on here. I just got a couple more stocks I want to cover, and we'll just do it solo here. We've got Golden Minerals. Everybody knows this is a gold and silver mining stock from Golden, Colorado. And we have about 130,000 shares, average price around 0.64 cents. And the recovery of gold and silver recently on the spot price has allowed Golden Minerals to relieve some of the selling pressure, and there's been some buyers. And we closed at 69 cents today, so we're up about a nickel a share on that. Junior Miner, they've got exploration in Argentina. They've got some exploration in Mexico. They've got some mining going on in Durango State, Mexico. And I've mentioned this before, but if you go on YouTube to the Golden Minerals YouTube site, you can see the CEO, Warren Wren, just last week, he gave a presentation about the current situation they have in Mexico with mining. They did a couple of pours. So there's some good intel and due diligence straight from the CEO on YouTube. So I'm not recommending the stock, but if you want to do a little bit of further research on it, you can find that as a good resource. Next stock I would like to cover was actually provided to us as a idea from one of our partners. It's Williams Industrial Services Group. It's ticker WLMS. And this is... Todd's trying to get back, but let me just tell you what's going on right now. I feel this way. Aww. I really miss my partner here. I wish he could come back, but I understand he's in the mountainous terrain of Costa Rica. Todd, you there? Okay. All right, he's going to come back, hopefully. Anyway, so WLMS, it's an infrastructure play. It's coal and ash, and this company has a pretty reasonable float, and I think it has a lot of upside. If the Democrats and Republicans in the Senate can come to an agreement in terms of the stimulus, even if it's a little bit smaller, I got to believe that they're going to be looking at doing a lot of roads, bridges, infrastructure, energy. So this ticker will play right into that. Moving on, my last ticker of the day. This one was a late breaker after hours. I was in my Discord chat and I noticed it was alerted. It's UXIN. UXIN I wasn't familiar with, and it's actually it's an auto ticker. Actually, let me just take a look because this one just came in before I went on air. It's actually it was a runner late into today. It was up almost 70%. UXIN is actually, I don't want to tell you wrong, so let me see what the company description is here. I'm usually pretty familiar with all the tickers that come across my desk here, but let's read here. It's actually moving pretty well after hours, a lot of volume. Okay, it actually operates a used e-commerce platform in China. Man, I tell you what, you learn more tickers every single day. The company enables people to buy the car of their choice. This is like Carvana, maybe? Carvana in the United States. The company's platform consists of two synergistic businesses, used car and auctions. Okay. Well, if I'm looking at the chart here, and there's a huge after-hours spike, over $2, $2.06. Trying to see if there's any news on earnings. Let's see. No, I don't see anything here. But just keep an eye on it. This was an after-hours runner. I just wanted to bring it to your attention. Don't know a whole lot about it, so I don't want to tell you stuff that I am not familiar with. Todd, you back yet? Okay, so that about sums up the stocks for the day. I wanted to move a little bit into the economics of the day, and I wanted to give you a little bit of information. This is good information right here. So, Brett, can I get the screen up on this? Is it possible? Okay, so econoday.com. So I'm sure a lot of you traders, investors, you guys have a routine every morning. You get up, you have your first cup of coffee, you look at futures, you see what the bond market's doing. You get an overall snapshot of what the day is ahead. So one of the things I like to look at here is this resource here, econoday.com. It gives you all of the reporting data for each day. And what we looked at I always look for the week ahead, April Fool's Day today. There was a lot of data that came out, and one of the big things was jobless claims, but some other stuff came out too, like manufacturing, also construction spending, natural gas. So I just wanted to let you see this because a lot of times you'll see SPY or the Dow Jones or the NASDAQ. It might sell off during the day, and you might be like, what the heck's going on? Well, if you look at this resource, you can see some of these determining factors in the macroeconomic data that could lead to possible variance and fluctuations during the market, especially during the times that the Federal Reserve Chair comes and speaks and some of the other Fed presidents speak. You know, they meet about 8 times. They meet 8 times a year, so keep this in mind as a resource. Maybe bookmark it, and it'll be your go-to resource. It'll give you all the information you need to determine what's going on the day. So I just want to give you that little bit of information. Let's move on to, okay, speaking about the economic data, the infrastructure, manufacturing, let's talk a little bit about what's going on with this infrastructure bill. We got some news today that the GOP Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell said that he would not be supporting Joe Biden's infrastructure plan, and he vowed to fight that broader Democratic agenda. This is coming from CNBC, by the way. Apparently, the Democrats would have to go it alone, according to McConnell, in order to pass the more than $2 trillion infrastructure bill. So if they cannot take away the filibuster rule that would enable them to just pass the bill with a simple majority, like 51 to 50, with the Senate being the tiebreaker, Kamala Harris, they would have to get 60 votes in the Senate in order to pass this. And currently there are 50 Republican senators and 50 Democratic senators, with the vice president being the tiebreaker. So it looks like they're going to have to do some wheeling and dealing on this if they want to get this done for the American people. In the House, it won't be a problem. The House has a decent, the Democrats have a decent lead in the House as far as the Democratic members in the House. So it would definitely pass the House. but the key is the Senate. And McConnell came out, put his foot down today and said, hey, listen, we're a little bit concerned about the deficit spending and the taxes increased, especially the corporate taxes. In 2017, President Trump actually lowered the corporate taxes from 35% to 21%. The new proposal would increase the corporate tax rate up to around 27 or 28%. So yeah, this is something to keep an eye on, especially when it comes to infrastructure tickers like U.S. Steel, ticker X, IEA infrastructure. The one I mentioned actually is Williams Industrial Services, WLMS, U.S. Concrete, even some of like the airline stuff, because we're looking educational stuff. I mean, a lot of this stuff for infrastructure is in a lot of different sectors. So I just wanted to point that out to people's attention regarding the current appetite for the GOP to support the Democrats in the infrastructure plan. Moving on, there's some more stuff I wanted to cover regarding the economy. Let's take a look. There was one other thing I wanted to cover. Let me make sure I don't tell you wrong here. There it is right there. Okay. Here's one that I wanted to talk about because this one gets me a little bit upset. Okay. President Joe Biden is trying to look into whether it is legal to cancel up to $50,000 in student debt. Okay. Let me give you my thoughts on this one. Now, I'm a Gen Xer. I went to college. I got a baseball scholarship, fortunately, single parent household. I did have to take out some student loans for just living costs, stuff for like meal plans, stuff that wasn't covered. My scholarship covered tuition and books, and I'm very fortunate that happened. But I did have to pay back my student loans that I took out, and, it was a decent amount of money, but I only borrowed what I needed. I didn't borrow more and go to Cancun or go partying in Florida on spring break. So what I'm thinking about here is the current generation is, complaining, they took out hundreds of thousands of dollars in some cases. Hey, Todd's back. So I don't know. I just don't think it's fair. Like, this could really divide the country. If you're canceling student loans from Gen X, for example, and then you had the millennials that were responsible and they paid off their student loans in full. I mean, I don't know. Tell me in the chat how you feel about this. Do you think it's fair and here's the other thing. So the millennials and the Gen Xers will have to use their tax money, and they'll allocate that tax money to pay off the, Gen Z is close to finishing college, some of them. They'll use that money, your tax money, and they'll pay off the student loans of the current generation. I don't know. It doesn't seem really fair. I know life's not fair. So Biden is exploring whether he can legally do that. We'll see what happens. I think that's going to be a battle. He's getting a lot of pressure from the squad, AOC, Ayanna Pressley, Ilhan Omar, Bernie Sanders. So that left wing.
What's up, Jason?
Yeah,
Jason, I leave for 2 minutes, and we're already on to politics.
Yeah, well, we covered a lot of tickers. Were you gone 2 minutes? I think it was more like 6 minutes. Maybe more.
Yeah, well, welcome to the traffic jam in Costa Rica. I'm actually in a traffic jam as we speak, actually.
Hey, what I was talking about was the student loan situation and the fair and equitable situation to pay off only certain generation student loans and then have the other generations actually subsidize and pay that off with their tax money.
You can see the traffic jam in front of me. It's not fair to get your student loans given away. It's not fair to be in a traffic jam. I can't understand why that they think that this would be legal to be picking and choosing who gets loan forgiveness and who doesn't. It's an interesting scenario. I thought about this as my first two kids have went to college, and I paid for them to go. I didn't want them to have any student debt. Yet someone that gets student debt, it's an interesting dilemma here. Where do you stand on this idea of forgiveness for yourself?
Yeah, like how do you, because listen, with these Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and these loans, like you can take more than what you need. Like these people are going to spring break because they're taking max amount of student loans. Like, and then we pay them off. It's pretty irresponsible. But you know what? This country's been pretty irresponsible with its tax money for a long time.
An interesting dilemma. Very interesting dilemma to whether they should be allowed to that be forgiven or not.
I mean, how is that going to divide the country? It is going to divide the country. How is that going to be, like, how would that make working families feel from, like, how do millennials feel about it? Hey, we had a 10-year student loan. We paid it off. We paid the interest. Now we've got,
I like one of the comments from Steve Smith, who just commented and said, listen, have them work for a certain number of years in the military to burn off that student debt. It's not a bad thing. Maybe some country service, something to serve your country in some capacity, instead of just having it just be forgiven. It's an interesting scenario. I had a person that I worked with at one time who told me that she was targeted by Wells Fargo. I'm not going to go into who she was.
Uh-huh.
She got a $1,000 credit card while she was in college. And later on, she didn't pay it. They sued her. And then Wells Fargo was sued for giving out liberal credit to people that were in college. And she said to me, I was a victim. They gave me a credit card when I was in college, and there's a lawsuit about it. I shouldn't have to pay it back, even though she spent the $1,000. This goes to some people's mentality, and quite honestly, very scary to me.
Yeah, it really is. Like, we just have there's no more fiscal conservative. Generally speaking, a lot of people are just spending more than they have. I think the national credit card debt per household is somewhere around $7,000 to $10,000. So yeah, we're deficit spending now for the last 50 years.
Hey, Brad, how much time do we have left on the show?
24 minutes.
Wonderful. Hopefully this connection, where I have to move from phone to phone because they only allow me a certain amount of bandwidth, will be able to continue. I tried to call in, but it was all in Spanish. So, hey, but this is an idea. We're taking risk here in the broadcast, trying to deliver a service. And sometimes you fail at those risks, but you get back up, you do them again, and you try different ways. And we're going to broadcast all next week from Costa Rica, hopefully this way, though, on Wi-Fi and a little bit better bandwidth than being in a taxi. But Josh insisted we do it. I notice he's not live with us right now. He's on mute. He's probably not happy with it.
I think we're doing all right. We're hanging in there.
Hey,
yeah, we are.
Yeah, speaking of risk, we're almost there yet. We're almost there, but I've got some risk on with the Yankees right now. It's not looking too good. They're in the bottom of the 10th inning. It went extra innings, and the Blue Jays are up 3-2. The Yankees have a guy on second base, but they have 2 outs. So it's coming.
Have you covered your baseball picks yet?
No, I haven't even brought them up yet, but I wanted to cover. I have some big news, bigger than opening day for as big as. Let me do this. I want to announce that the WSOP has announced that they have set dates for the World Series of.
Hey, let me give you a proper introduction, okay?
Yeah.
So this is a little crude, but one of the things that I was the most fascinated with when getting to know Jason over the last 3 years is his professional poker play and how well he does. And I've been insisting that Jason walk us through poker, how he plays it, etc. So I'm really excited about this next announcement. Jason, take it away.
Okay. Let me tell you this. The Rio is here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's been host to the World Series of Poker since 2004 when it moved from Binion's to the Rio. The Rio has recently been sold, actually, to the Hyatt. However, the rights for the WSOP have been retained and to be hosted at the Rio for at least 2 more years is what I'm reading. So apparently we have live poker WSOP, and it'll start Thursday, September 30th, and play will go all the way through Tuesday, November 23rd. What a monster series. I'm so excited about this. Just amazing. I can't wait to get back to playing poker. I'm hoping they won't have the plexiglass up at that time. I'm not certain about that because currently the Venetian and other poker rooms do have this plexiglass up, and it kind of hurts the social environment of it. It hurts the ability to learn more about your opponent because you can use that information to make decisions, whether or not your opponent is there spending his rent money like I once did, whether your opponent has investors, whether he's tired, he got some bad sleep in one of the bad hotel beds on the Strip, all kinds of stuff that you can use for information. So, hey, we've got poker coming back in a big way, And it'll be, you know what's great about it too? Usually the WSOP is conducted during the summer months when it's 115 degrees. Hey man, we're going to have the WSOP and it's going to be in the fall. The weather's going to be beautiful. Like I might even consider walking from Panorama to the Rio. I mean, it's probably about 1.5 or 2 miles, but I'm just telling you right now, the weather here in the fall is beautiful. So I'm just wanted to give you that information. If you're thinking about planning trips, please book ahead because this is going to be a packed series in my opinion. So there you go. All right, I think we lost Todd again. I tell you what, let's do this. Let's go ahead. Let's move. Okay, Todd, the Yankees lost. We lost the Yankees bet. I wasn't going to bet the Yankees. It was a bad bet by me. I bet my team. I never do that. They lost 3-2. We lost the bet. I can make confetti out of the ticket.
What did we bet on that game?
We actually bet $200. We lost $200.
And can you walk the audience through, we bet what to win what?
Man, I'm already tilted. Aww. Okay, let me pull this up. So everybody can see it. I'm going to give you the picks. Here we go. Todd, we bet 200 to possibly win 220 to cash the ticket of 420 total. Okay, let's see if we can get this to work here. Bear with me 1 second. We're going to bring up the 9 bets, and we're going to move. Let's see here. Bear with me.
Hey, while you're talking about that, Andrea wants a refund from her student loans.
I bet she does.
Hey, Jason, is Andrea still paying on student loans?
Hell no. Excuse me. No. Okay.
Okay.
Can we see this? Hold on. Can we see this, guys and gals? Everybody? I think we can. Okay, let's give everyone a rundown here, okay? So here's what we have currently. We have action in progress, okay? This is really cool. So I'm going to go to my MLB app while I'm showing you these tickets because these tickets I'm showing you in the top 3 quadrant. I have 9 plays. Todd and I have 9 plays. Currently, we have the first bet on the top left, Detroit Tigers, okay, to win the game. We bet $100. Remember I talked about my strategy. We like to pick underdogs. We don't like to pick the favorites. So the Tigers, they end up winning the game. Yes, cash that ticket. We are going to take that ticket to the South Point where we bet 100, we win 165. They will pay us 265. That was our first ticket of the day and a winner, okay? Ready for the middle? Now, you guys and gals,
go.
I'm going to be able to provide you guys some picks. I've got 9 tickets here. A few of the games haven't started, so stick with me because I'm going to give you the opportunity just to see what I'm playing tonight. It just happened to be that on opening day there was a lot of morning games, and it was just came on. The game started before we came on air, so you did unfortunately miss out some winners here. Next ticket. Let me explain this to you. We took a look at the Cubs game against the Pirates at Wrigley Field, and I noticed that the pitchers were pretty soft overall, and a bet that you can make is, will one of the teams score a run in the first inning? Will the pitchers get off to a bad start? Are they nervous? It's opening day. They were giving us plus money on this bet. So what did I do? I took $200, and I bet that, yes, somebody from the Cubs-Pirates game will score a run in the first inning. And guess what? That did happen. We bet $200. We got plus money, plus 115. We won $230. We will take that ticket to the South Point, and they will give us $430. All right, moving on. We've got action in progress. That game that I mentioned, the Pirates and the Cubs, that's going on right now. You can sweat that game. I wish you had a bet in with me. Maybe some of you do on your own. So what we're looking at is a 4-2 game right now. The Pirates are ahead on the top of the 6th. They have 2 guys on, and I bet the Pirates with Todd. And it's a little bit cut off, but I think you can see it. We bet the Pirates, this third top right quadrant. We bet $100, and it was paying plus 185. I love the dogs, man. This is how you beat baseball. So listen.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah.
One of our friends, the third, saying, careful, read the comment from in the comment section real quick.
Oh, let me see. How do I get to that?
Yeah, let's keep the stubs off the screen.
Well, what's going on here? What am I missing?
Drunken Taran says that someone could take some screenshots of those tickets and then cash them in.
I mean, but
we didn't really think about that.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not the physical tickets.
So it has to be the physical? Doesn't matter?
Yeah, I mean, they could. How are they going to duplicate it? I mean, what are they going to do? I mean, I guess they could. All right, well.
He's just looking out. He's just looking out for you.
Anyway, okay. I see his point. That's a good point. Thank you very much. Well, I'll take the tickets down. We can't have any fun then. Anyway, the Pirates are ahead. We're in a good position to bet 100, win 185. And if that holds up, we're going to collect 285 more from the South Point.
Did you choose the South Point, Jason, for some reason over like Caesars or wherever? Do you find that that's kind of a local casino?
Yeah.
Why'd you choose the South Point?
Let me be honest with you. Right now, it's the South Point. Yeah, I'm glad you took that down. The South Point has overall pretty competitive baseball lines. It's very important to get a good price on these bets because they're not typical bets. All the money lines are varied. They're different numbers. It's not like a standard football or basketball bet where you risk 100 to win 90, like minus 110 odds. It's not your typical 10% juice where the house just takes their 10% cut, and they're trying to just balance the money. In baseball, as you can see, I can get plus money just if my team wins the game. Like, there are no like plus or minus runs or any odds. So I'm going to show you my first loss of the season. I guess we can flash it up and take it down. I don't know. We had the Yankees to win by more than 1.5 runs because we were getting plus money. If the Yankees have a powerful offense, okay, they have a great bullpen, they actually lost the game. They lost the game in extra innings. We lost that ticket. We bet 200. And we lost that ticket, so we're down 200 in that ticket. We're still up. Now, the rest of the games there's 2 in progress right now. There's a total of 5 more I would like to cover very quickly. Currently, we have the Rangers, Texas Rangers, and they are actually playing right now. They're playing the Kansas City Royals. And it's a slugfest. I didn't even think this would happen in the first game. But right now, it was the first inning. And if you look at the score right now, it's 5-5 in the top of the second. We have the Rangers at plus 140. We bet 100 to win 140. It would be a 240 return. There's a long ways to go in that game. So we're going to have to just watch that after we're done at on the show here. And we have the Dodgers.
Hey, those of you on the radio, it's on the 1 o'clock show, we play on KEIB 1150 AM, Los Angeles and Orange County, and then on the Patriot Network, you can reach us on iHeartRadio. Be sure to check out our weekly show where we summarize all the shows in one video on YouTube. You can check out that show and see the entire week condensed down to the most important sections of the week. If there's any stocks you missed, you can come check it out on our YouTube channel, Toddault.com or Risk On. Toddault, Toddault on YouTube, or Risk On YouTube also. Go ahead, Jason.
A couple of cancellations. The Red Sox and Orioles were slated to play today. They did not because of weather. And the Mets and Nationals were supposed to play today. I think they had weather, but they also had 5 players on the Nationals that had a COVID test, and I guess it might have came back positive. So either that was canceled because of COVID or the weather or both. Anyhow, moving on to the Rockies and the Dodgers, we got the Rockies plus 185. That would be a $100 wager. It would win 185. We would collect 285. Currently, we're down 1-0 in that game. It's early. It's the 3rd inning. No big deal. That's Coors Field. Kershaw is going for the Dodgers. Really good pitcher. But we like our odds and we like our pitcher for the Rockies. So let's see if we can pull that one out. And here we go. The last 3 that I have. Actually, there's a Diamondbacks game that we took the Arizona Diamondbacks against the San Diego Padres. We actually got plus 200 in that game. We bet 200 to win 400. Right now, the Padres are up 2-1, so we're down a run in that game, but it's very early. It's the 3rd inning. I love those odds. If you want to take a look at the 2 other bets that haven't started yet, we're looking at the Astros at the Oakland A's. We actually took Zach Greinke, Florida native. Love the guy. Great pitcher. we're paying minus 108. So we did pay a little bit of juice on that one. We're betting 100 with only a $92 return, but I will pay that price for Zach Greinke for sure. The guy could possibly be a Hall of Famer, a real good pitcher. So I like the risk on there. The final bet that will be a little bit later, I believe, is the San Francisco Giants and the Seattle Mariners. You guys can join this one. I'm not recommending it, obviously, but you've got Gausman against Gonzalez, and that's in Seattle, and we actually have the San Francisco Giants minus 113. We bet 100 to win 88.50. Again, my philosophy is not to pay more than minus 130 on any juice. So we're going to get Gausman and the Giants at a slight favorite, and those are our nine bets for opening day.
I just want to make sure everyone understands that Jason is a professional poker player, professional or better. We are not recommending these. We are telling you what we're doing. It's important to understand the risk you're taking. Obviously, Jason's a professional, but we'd love to hear your feedback on baseball. If you have any questions for Jason, we're always available there. Questions on stocks. Hey, for next week, I'm looking at Rocket Mortgage. Want to bring that to you guys' attention. RKT, I'm looking at that. It's pulled all the way back after that big run, is about 11% over that $20 price of where it was when they had that announcement, that special dividend. It ran up to $48. It was heavily shorted. Jason, what kind of time we have left?
We got 9 minutes, and I just wanted to let everybody know we're 3-1 so far on the picks. I'm going to have to figure out a way to keep a nice tally for everyone based on wins and losses and based on return on investment, just for our tracking, of course.
Oh, you can rest assured, Jason. We're going to audit your work. We're going to make sure, because when Risk on Gaming starts, we want to make sure that everyone knows in real time we are transparent. We tell people what we're doing. They can't question our integrity there. We make it clear. And we accept our losses when we have them. We accept our gains humbly when we have gains. And we just want to be out there taking risks with people and telling them what we're doing.
And let it be known, I have a professional certified public accountant. I've been a professional gambler for a long time. I pay my taxes properly. Everything is documented. So I just want to let people know that please pay your taxes. Please do the right thing. Please make sure that if you're not sure about it, conduct a professional accountant, tax consultant. Just wanted to say my piece on that.
Got it. Jason, what did we got up in the last 9 minutes?
We've got about 8 minutes left. I wanted to, here's the thing. We've got to think about the dynamics of the show. I'm probably going to have to spin off a show, Todd, because baseball is every day, man. It's a grind. Like, this is stuff that's analytics. I'm crunching numbers constantly. It's the same thing with the stock market. Like, I'm devoting a lot of time to this. So I think it's fair that maybe we give the folks maybe a small spin-off show. I don't know. It's up to the producers and the director. We'll consider it, though, I would think. All right. I don't know if we lost Todd or not.
All I want to say is down here, they have traffic jams down here also.
Wow.
We're in lovely Costa Rica, and we are in a traffic jam. People can just walk in the middle of the street selling. What are they selling there?
Probably beads and stuff, and food, probably fruit. Yeah.
They're selling fried plantains.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that sounds good.
Are they good?
Yeah, I've had them. They're good.
Wow.
Hey, that's I think I used to have one of those, Nissan Murano right there, right? I used to have one of those like 10 years ago.
Got it.
Hey, listen, that traffic is
Wow!
It's pretty bad.
We're going to paradise, but it's going to be a while before we get there.
That's quite the jaunt, man. 2 hours from the airport. You guys going to the ocean. Wow.
Quite the jaunt, for sure.
Jason,
what in your mind is the risk on stock for next week? I still think we're in a market blah here. I'm not overly impressed with really anything. We are trading in a little bit of range. I know we're making new highs, but it's a strange kind of, for me, a wall of worry. What is your take on the current market?
It's still a little bit blah. And here's the thing. I believe that a lot of this stuff is going to come down to the infrastructure. If there's any kind of meeting, the Democrats and Republicans making a deal there, that could set the tone for the entire second quarter, maybe the entire year, actually.
Gotcha. Hey, I just want to pass along to the audience. Thank you so much for the first 43 episodes. I know we're getting used to this. We're new. Nick, the new assistant director, Brett, the director, Josh, the producer, Skyla, the assistant producer, my partner, Jason Bartholomew. We're trying to enhance the show. We have a new studio starting in a couple weeks. And starting April 12th, Skyla will be on camera, and she's going to bring a younger perspective to the audience about risk-taking. Skyla is for those people who know Skyla, she is an expert, I would say, at 20 years old in the green leafy thing called cannabis. And I wonder, Jason, what do you think about Skyla joining the show?
Actually, I like that a lot. Can't wait to have her. Hey, we get to ask her all kinds of cool questions for the young kids, find out what they're thinking. Also, we can figure out like how, because she is doing a lifestyle change coming from California to Las Vegas. So there's going to be a lot of lifestyle changes for her regarding shopping, fun stuff like that, what to do on the strip. I understand that she's going to be 21 soon, so she'll be able to partake in more of the adult natured stuff in Vegas. So yeah, it's going to be fun.
That's
I wonder what it's gonna be like for Skyla to have her first drink ever, turning 21 and actually drinking alcohol. I know that she's looking forward to actually doing that, right, Skyla?
Is that a troll?
That might be a little trolly there.
Hey,
sure.
Real quick, you guys, I wish you could just get these sweats in with me with baseball. Like, okay, we got the Pirates are holding strong. Just want to give you a little bit of information. The Rockies tied the game up. I don't know if you were riding with us. I don't reckon. Oh, the Rockies just took the lead. The Diamondbacks are mounting a surge here, and the Rangers just took the lead. So, like I said, stock market, it's open every day except for the weekends. Baseball never closes, man. Baseball is every day. So this is a money-making opportunity for us. I'm not recommending my picks. I'm simply just holding ourselves accountable and letting you guys see the risk that's involved in it.
Hey, a reminder, the market's closed tomorrow. It's April 2nd, observing a Good Friday and Easter coming up. Everyone have a good holiday here. One of the great holidays to enjoy family and relax and watch some baseball and eat some Reese's peanut butter eggs, which I normally get every year. I wonder if my wife brought any to Costa Rica.
Did
Any
she?
chance?
Man.
Did you bring me to Costa Rica?
No, I did not.
Well, you got your mask on. What's up with that?
Christy, why didn't you bring those? You make Todd sad. No eggs.
Yeah, she made me sad. No, I'm sure she doesn't want me eating any Easter eggs.
I mean, could it be that she had like a million things going on and the last thing she could think of was going to Ralph's for some peanut butter eggs? I mean, I'm just saying.
She's been a little busy.
Yeah, that's an understatement. So it's going to be great hey, Todd, when you get back here from beautiful Costa Rica, it's going to be really great to enjoy some home-cooked meals, enjoy some baseball, and some trading on actual trading desk instead of trading millions of dollars on our phones.
Yeah, I do look forward to not having to stay in a hotel as I closed on my new house in Las Vegas, and I look forward to hanging out with you, Jason, and what's going on with the El Cortez and that poker that we'll be playing on Thursdays. Any progress there yet?
We've got our young apprentice here that's working on it. And, yeah, she's making headway on that. We should have some information to release on that next week for sure. Absolutely.
Hey, you know who I'm not giving credit to, by the way, who's joins the show is Tyler. Tyler joined us as is he an editor? Josh, what exactly does Tyler do? He's an editor. What else does he do for us?
He is, I would say, a line producer on the show.
Excellent. Hey,
so he helps out with YouTube.
I really like some of the things Tyler is doing on YouTube. He's been with us for a couple weeks, and I don't know if you guys have an opportunity, but when you check out the show, you can go to my Instagram. Toddault is my Instagram, Toddault. We have this risky bits segments. I think we have those in shorts on YouTube too. They're pretty funny. Jason loves the current one. Skyla, when can you tell us the one that's going to go out with me happen to be swimming a little bit?
Is that going out?
That launched today on YouTube just before the show.
Is it a short story or what does it go up as, Josh?
Risky Bits.
Risky Bits. I know, but is it in YouTube Shorts or is it a regular YouTube?
It's just a regular YouTube clip.
Hey, for those,
and we'll share that out on Instagram and socials.
Hey Todd, we've got to make sure that the radio listeners see that also. That is very funny. You're a good sport about that. Hey, we got about a minute left, Todd. Do you want to wrap us up? We don't have the market tomorrow. We got baseball, but I don't have any way to release any picks. We'll figure it out. But wrap us up for us.
Hey, it's the 43rd episode. It's April Fool's Day, but it's not a foolish day for baseball. Everyone's out there playing now. Jason's got, what do you got, 9 bets, Jason?
Yeah, we got 9 bets. We got action going right now.
Hey, we appreciate everyone's time. It's 43 episodes. We're glad you're here. You know what we're long. You know what stocks we own. If you got any questions, send us a connection on text. We appreciate all the super chats. You can reach me at Toddault on Toddault the Third on Twitter, Toddault on my Instagram channel. You can give us a comment on YouTube. We're always there for you. Jason, have a good weekend. Josh, everybody, thank you so much. Brett, Nick, Skyla, thanks for doing this. I know it was a little unusual, a little risky, but we had a good time.
Are we cut?